Welcome to the Rebel Moon pre-show. I'm your host, Daemon Hatfield. Today we're counting down to the Rebel Moon premiere on Netflix at 7 p.m. Pacific time. But I won't be doing it alone. Joining me in a bit is star Sofia Boutella and director Zack Snyder to chat all things Rebel Moon. But first, Netflix has partnered with Xbox to create a one-of-a-kind Xbox modeled after Jimmy from the film. For a chance to win, head over to the Xbox's Twitter account, follow it, and retweet the giveaway post. Speaking of Xbox, it appears the cast of Rebel Moon is also charting other universes. They actually jumped into Starfield on that custom Xbox. So make sure you check out the Let's Play after the Rebel Moon premiere. But now, let's get an introduction to some of the amazing characters Zack Snyder created for Rebel Moon.
When we first meet Cora, she's on Velt, a very simple, peaceful planet.
She's working as a farmer, but she's a seasoned warrior. With any kind of weapon, fast, deadly, really just has been trained since her childhood to fight.
Cora's style is very much a mix of like all-around power without it being superpower. We had a solid 2 months of just conditioning and preparing the body to get to that place. I don't think I've ever fought this way before. It's never been so intensely packed, and it's never been so gruesome and brutal.
I play a character named Gunnar. He's a humble farmer, a man who lives off the land, leads a peaceful life. He's not particularly brave. He's even a bit naive, I would say. One day, they're invaded by an evil force, so to speak. He's a different guy from all the warriors, you know? No weapon, thoughtful, and kind.
He's smart, has a lot of inner strength that blossoms over the course of the movie.
Gunnar gets the opportunity to correct a mistake that cost somebody's life. People are capable of things that normally they might not be capable of, and I thought it would be great to be part of a story like that.
Admiral Noble is a brutal army leader on a mission from the Mother World to find the rebel insurgents, and nothing will stand in his way.
While I'm looking for them, I find the greatest prize of all, the most wanted fugitive in the known universe, Cora. When you look at Noble, you see a ruthless, cold man who has chosen horror over morality in the name of ambition.
He's been away from the Mother World for about a year, and he's really just kind of gone off the rails a little bit.
Started training like an animal, Muay Thai, strength training, and being even more disciplined with my nutrition, making sure that not only am I aesthetically in the right place to physically, emotionally, spiritually give everything and empty the tank. This shoot has been one of the hardest, most demanding shoots I've ever done, and if Zack calls me, I'm back again, in a flash.
Welcome back. The countdown to Rebel Moon's premiere on Netflix continues. In just a moment, I'll be joined by star Sofia Boutella and director Zack Snyder to chat all things Rebel Moon, which drops at 7 p.m. Pacific only on Netflix. And right after that, you'll finally be able to watch the world premiere of Rebel Moon, Part 1, A Child of Fire. You can watch by logging into your Netflix account or clicking the link in the description.
Kai is a great person to have on your team. He's like a Swiss Army knife. He's got all kinds of skills, including being an incredible pilot. He's also a fixer with an extensive network, and that's how he gets stuff done.
Kai carved out this weird little niche for himself where he just traverses both sides of the line. He felt like he had some of that rascality and danger. I could help you. For a small fee, obviously. He just stands on his own 2 feet and puts up his middle finger and says, this is what I'm doing, and if you don't like it, come get some if you think you're big enough. You might want to hold on.
Tarek is a man like many of us who has the feeling like he's failed. When we find him, he's kind of in a state of disarray.
Tarak, and he's again like super athletic. He's kind of feels like an outlaw. Made some bad decisions, but in the end, we realize that he has a heart of gold because he puts his desire to help the oppressed first.
We can't let Titus and the others do all the work.
I like to call him the Feral Prince. He falls far, but this is a story of him coming back to that place.
Are you ready? Follow me! Yeah!
My character's name is Nemesis. She's a wanted assassin.
Are you the one they call Nemesis?
And she's also a protector for children.
She has these swords made out of this kind of steel that is the sharpest thing. If I dropped it on the ground, it would like go to the center of the earth. Her arms have been kind of removed at the elbow, and from here down, she has a prosthetic that powers these blades.
She cut her arm herself. She's quite extreme. This movie required a lot of weight training and stunt training because there is a lot of action sequence. If I have a fight sequence, we work on the stunt every day, like 2 hours. Our stunt team worked on it and created this beautiful choreography.
Welcome back. We're getting closer and closer to the Rebel Moon premiere on Netflix at 7 p.m. Pacific. But before that, we'll be joined by star Sofia Boutella and director Zack Snyder to talk all things Rebel Moon ahead of the world premiere. Remember, you can watch Rebel Moon after the stream ends by logging into your Netflix account or clicking the link in the description. If you're just tuning in, then I have good news. Netflix has partnered with Xbox to create a one-of-a-kind Xbox modeled after Jimmy from the film. For a chance to win, head over to Xbox's Twitter account, follow it, and retweet the giveaway post. And in case you didn't know, the cast of Rebel Moon has actually used this Xbox to play Starfield. So make sure you check out the VOD of the Let's Play after the Netflix premiere of Rebel Moon. Let's meet the last of the amazing characters of Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon.
General Titus is an amazing character. He happens to be a trusted and one of the most devoted warriors for the Imperium.
He is this insane warrior, amazing military mind. An event happened where he was forced to make a decision between doing his duty and doing what he thought was right. Ended up a wanted AWOL general.
He has a compassionate heart, which is contrary to what his career demands of him. He's often in conflict with what he's asked to do. The universe that's been presented by Zack is an amazing world. To me, the story feels so much more real and so much more impacting. I'm just really excited to be part of this film.
I played Daemon Bloodaxe. He's a liberator, first and foremost, and I believe Daemon is someone who leads absolutely with his heart and his soul.
Bloodaxe is a great warrior, strong, incredibly self-sacrifice is a thing that he believes in, for a greater cause.
A lot of what Daemon has at his disposal are the remnants of the battles that he and the Bloodaxes have fought over the course of this rebellion. He has this massive weapon, a sort of trophy, as it were, from one of the elite guards that he had taken down. I had about a month built in prior to shooting in order to start training, and that is extremely helpful. You get into the body of the character in a different way.
When I found you in the wreckage of that ship, I considered leaving you. I was afraid you could bring trouble to us.
What do you think they want?
Everything.
We're just farmers. We're not a threat. They won't just kill us, will they?
You're delusional. You think those soldiers will show them mercy? Stop. We're gonna have to fight. I am a child of war. I find warriors to fight with us.
We might stand a chance.
We're searching for soldiers for a fight against the Mother World.
I could help you. For a small fee, obviously. You might want to hold on.
I'm here to make you an offer. To give you a chance at redemption.
We are beyond redemption.
What about revenge? This isn't just pursuit of revolution.
I have found her. The most wanted fugitive in the known universe.
It's a new age for the universe.
Hello and welcome to the Rebel Moon pre-show. I'm your host, Daemon Hatfield. You just got a taste of the Rebel Moon universe with a look at some of the characters from the film, which premieres only on Netflix in about 30 minutes. To hype you up even more, please welcome star Sofia Boutella and director Zack Snyder. Hello there.
Thank you very much.
Hi, thank you.
So exciting to finally be unveiling the film to the world, I'm sure. What is Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire, about?
It's really about this farming community on the edge of the universe that gets visited by this force of soldiers that's looking to be fed. And so requests from the villagers, all of their food, all of the stuff that they've grown from the labor of their work. And they're afraid that if they give all that over, that they themselves will starve. So they have to decide whether to fight or whether to succumb to this evil force.
And there's kind of a journey to sort of put together a...
Well, that's what happens.
crew,
So once they decide to fight, Sofia plays a character that's sort of hidden among the villagers. She has a dark past, but she's also the only warrior among them. So she's chosen from the group.
They don't know it.
Yes, right. They don't know it. They find out, but they don't know it. And then she goes off into the universe to find different characters, soldiers, people who have beef with what we call the mother world, which is the bad guys, to come back to the village and defend it.
Creates a team.
Exactly.
The rebels.
So this is a brand new sci-fi universe.
Sure.
How'd this even come about?
Really, in the end, I would say it's a love letter to sci-fi fantasy films that I've loved my whole life, starting like in '77 with Star Wars, and all the way through my sort of adolescence and my high school years, and then kind of I always say it kind of got bookended by Blue Velvet, and like. That's kind of that was the end of my innocence. But everything up to that point, really kind of just really sort of shaped my aesthetic and my love of fantasy and sci-fi. And so this idea has been sort of bubbling in my head since then. Getting a chance to show it now, to the world momentarily is super exciting for me.
Now, Sofia, you play Cora. How does Cora fit into the story?
Basically, we just meet her on that distant planet, having chosen a life for herself that is way more peaceful than where she comes from. And we find her at a place where she has a deep gratitude for being alive and for having found some sort of peace, even though her internal peace is not fully met yet at that point. And when that entity comes down on Velt and sort of disturbs that peace, she sort of, in a way, gets an opportunity at real redemption, because she then goes and gathers this team and finally is able to do the right thing, which allows her, I think, to forgive herself. I mean, I'm going really a bit deeper with the character, but she comes from a turbulent past and a deep sense of guilt, but that is yet to be redeemed.
Is it daunting to come into a brand new sci-fi universe to be the lead character?
I was terrified. I was terrified on many levels. I mean, but also I think that feeling also gave me the ability to prepare as much as I could and to get even as close as possible to the character. But because essentially it's my first leading role, and because of the size of it, I've never worked on anything so big, and working with Zack.
No one has.
What about you?
What, work on something that big?
Yeah. Was it
I
bigger?
don't know. I mean, just 2 movies is already like
Right.
we made 2 movies back to back,
Yeah.
so it was not a small endeavor.
Sure. Everyone out there, you're gonna get to meet Cora soon, but before they do, Zach, is there anything you want audiences to know about the universe of Rebel Moon?
I guess just that it's like really in the end, it's a wholly original world that we created, and we've done tons of work to create, whether it be aliens and landscapes and complete cultures. We really try to craft this adventure for everyone to really enjoy, and I can't wait for them to sort of go on the odyssey that has become this Rebel Moon experience for us.
Yeah, and he gave us visually it's going to be so stunning and so appealing. All those fight scenes are so giant and epic, but also all the characters and their circumstances are very deep and relatable in the end.
Well, the fight scenes are probably one of the first things that come to mind when people think about a Zack Snyder movie. So I have to ask, are the fight scenes as fun to make as they look?
Yeah, they were a lot of fun to make. I mean, that first fight scene that I have was a lot of fun. I mean, first of all, Zack gave me something very, very important to defend, and which gave me the rage that it came from and that it came with, I suppose. But it was also fun for me to play a character that what's appealing for the audience is all of those fight scenes, and she's strong, but she wants nothing to do with that. If anything, she's trying to run away from it as far as she possibly can. That for me was really fun to play.
So speaking of premieres, Zach, you've been on a world tour in the last 2 weeks. You've gone to Brazil, Mexico, London, Tokyo, now in LA.
Yep.
Talk to us, what's it like to introduce the world to the Rebel Moon universe, and how has reception been in all these different places around the globe?
The fans have been amazing, and it's super fun. We had a great time. We're a little tired, but I think in the end, it's just an honor and a privilege to kind of get to go straight to the fans. In Sao Paulo, the fans are insane and awesome, and you just want to hug every one of them. They have passion, and then a little extra. You think there's a limit, like people can have this much passion. No, it's not true. There's more. Go to Brazil and find out. And
it's true.
It's true.
It really
they
is.
just have more. They just have more.
It really is.
And then we had an incredible time in Mexico City. It was super fun because we were by this incredible monument to the revolution, which was amazing. It was just incredible to be there. And then in London, it's just a real premiere, and it was a lot of fun, and just everyone we all kind of just came together, and it was the first time I think when we all just really could let loose a little bit. And then Tokyo is just incredible. I just anytime we go to Tokyo, I try to do that.
Well, I heard a fan got a special tattoo.
Oh yeah, oh geez.
What tattoo?
Yeah, this fan asked me to draw a Batman on his arm, and I drew a Batman right here. Or right here. Anyway, then he ran off and got a tattoo and came back later and was like, look, I just got this tattoo. And I was like, well, maybe you should have told me that. I would have drawn it a little better.
Wait, I think that guy asked me to draw something to get a tattoo, and I think I did a terrible job. And I begged him to not get the tattoo. I forgot what it was.
Well, I drew a tiny Batman on him, and it looked okay. It was fine.
You do a very good Batman.
Brazil, I think that was the CCXP. Did you get a chance to try Brazilian barbecue?
We did indeed. Yes. I don't know if you're familiar with.
I've just had the American version, so I don't know how authentic that is.
Well, I think if you do a little search for Zack Snyder Brazilian barbecue, you might see a photo of me.
Manning the grill.
Manning the grill. And actually manning the grill. It's not fake. Slightly fake, but not 100%.
You did cut it.
I did cut it.
I was holding
I flipped
the table
it. I cut it. I barbecue at home.
Yeah.
He wore an apron and everything.
I got it.
Yeah.
They let me keep it.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Would you vouch for Zach's grilling skills?
Yeah, 100%.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Any day.
Well, it seems like your world tour even involves other worlds, as we can see from our the background here.
Oh, yeah.
What world are we on?
That's Carnival.
Is there anything you can tell us? This is a setting from the movie.
Yeah, it's a setting from the movie. It's kind of like a place where you would go. I think if you were thinking about the movie in terms of a normal movie, not sci-fi, you'd be like, oh, we're going to go down by the wharf and have a covert meeting.
Sofia, do you have a favorite planet or?
I love Daggers. I love Daggers just because how vast it was. All those corridors were real, and every little detail that in the noodle shop was just so. Everything was practical and felt exactly how you see it in in the film and to just be in that space, real life, real time. And this is just, I don't know, so it was a lot of fun.
Well, there are so many different locations. It must have been a real challenge building, first designing them all,
Yep.
and then creating them, right?
Yep, really a huge challenge. I mean, the design aspect of the movie was incredibly, it was fun, difficult but fun, but that's when you really see it sort of come to life.
Mm-hmm.
And building it is always like a treat because once you kind of have the sets designed and you walk on stage one day and they start to shape it up,
mm-hmm.
and you're like, oh, that's cool, that's where this is where the hallway is gonna be, this is where the ramp is, you see all the cool stuff starting to take shape. And then we'd be shooting on another stage or something, and then you'd check back in a few days later and suddenly it'd start to be painted, and then again and again, and then suddenly you go in there one day and it's like, whoa, this is the, we can start to make it looks real. I think that even for me, that's a cool thing every time. You never get used to it.
All right, since this is an IGN interview, we have to talk about some games. And to celebrate the launch of Rebel Moon, you've actually partnered with Xbox to release a custom Xbox modeled after a certain character from the movie. You can actually see it right here.
Jimmy.
Fits very well in with our set here. Yeah, it's modeled after the character Jimmy. What can you tell us about this?
It's a very faithful reproduction of Jimmy, other than being square. He is a rounded face, but even just looking at the detail that these guys have done for the antler crown is incredible and really amazing. But the textures and everything are really, it's cool. It's literally what Jimmy looks like.
And this is Sir Anthony Hopkins' character.
Yeah, Hopkins' voice is Jimmy, and did an amazing job. And really, actually, the cool thing about Hopkins doing the voice was that originally when I was like, oh, who should we get to do the voice? I had some ideas, and they were like, this was literally like the casting director saying, well, what about Anthony Hopkins? And I was like, what about Anthony Hopkins? Like, yeah, let's get Anthony Hopkins. Sure, why not? Yeah. So that was pretty cool when he said, yeah, sure, that sounds. They're like, well, we'll send him the script and see what he thinks. And I was like, okay. So, yeah, sure. Send him the script. And then he was like, yeah, no, I want to do it. And I was like, what? Okay, that's cool. So, dream big, everybody. That's possible. Yeah. Anything's possible.
So when you've got a brand new sci-fi world, there's a lot of world building that goes on in the movie, a lot of kind of sort of new information that needs to be communicated. How long did it take you to flesh out this world? Did it all sort of come together in your mind fairly quickly, or is it a period of years?
Oh my God, it's a period of a lot of years.
Yeah.
I've always been drawing. I would do sort of concept frames from time to time, even when there was no movie, just because I knew about the idea. And I would always I had a file just saved of doodles that I'd done around the concept. And some prose I'd written, nothing really in script form, more just I don't want to call it poetry, but just prose, normal writing, as if it was going to be a book, And then, of course, as it draws nearer, or really in the moment that Netflix said, yeah, we want to do this, that's when, it's careful what you wish for, and now start the real work.
Sure. How did you decide to split it into two parts?
Yeah, I had written kind of a long script, and so it just felt like I knew there was a natural break at this certain action sequence in the middle of the movie. So it was kind of easy for me anyway, to sort of find the sort of center. And the cool thing about that was that I probably could have collapsed it to one movie, but everything would have been accelerated so insanely that there would be no real time to get to know the characters or get to know Cora. And when I pitched to them, well, what about we break into two movies and we release them really close together, kind of something that, a traditional studio kind of couldn't do as far as the proximity. And that a streamer is purpose built, custom made for this type of release. Everyone seemed to think it made a lot of sense.
So I'm sure when part one ends, fans are gonna be hungry for more.
Yeah.
If you can say, is there any reason for people to stick around after the credits?
Oh, there might be a reason to stick around. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled right after the credits. Right after the movie ends, I think. Don't switch off right away. You might see a little treat.
Well, I know it's been a very long time coming. We're just about time before audiences get to finally experience Rebel Moon, Part 1 of Child of Fire. Is there anything each of you wanted to say to the fans out there? Zach?
Yeah, I guess my big thing is that, look, we worked super hard on this world. Everyone, the cast, the incredible technicians, the incredible artists, CG artists and artisans who were building and painting the actual sets. Everyone just poured their heart and soul into it. And I think that it shows. And I think the adventure becomes that much more exotic and that much more exciting based on the just super hard work that everyone put into it. So I hope you enjoy it.
We put our heart and soul into that, and we had so much fun in the process also. And yeah, you'll have a lot of fun.
Well, Sofia, Zach, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, my
Thank
pleasure.
you.
There you have it. Go and join.
Can't wait for you guys to see the movie any second, right?
That's right. Go and join the Rebels. Make sure to log into your Netflix account or click the link in the description and enjoy the world premiere of Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire. And for more on all things Rebel Moon, stay tuned to IGN.com and Netflix.
Have fun.